In just over a year, I built a business from scratch with no experience, no mentor, and no money to over $1,000 a month now. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I did it and how exactly you can do it as well. No filters, no sugarcoating, let's go. Right now, if you are 18 years old and you just graduated high school, or you're still in school, or you're in college, or whatever, you probably have a very small skill set. Maybe you worked 1 or 2 jobs, maybe 3 at most, right? So you have a little bit of experience, but in the grand scheme of things, you have no experience. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Eric. I run a creative marketing agency that helps businesses, podcasts, brands scale and make more money through content, specifically short form content. I started doing this just over a year ago in about July of 2023, and in September, I just hit my first $1,000 per month, and I've only been scaling since then. For reference, initially I started creating content on YouTube back in 2022, and that's how I kind of got into the whole thing. Back to the video. If you don't have a minimum wage job, step 1, I need you to go get one. Listen, I made a separate video on how to do that like a year or 2 ago. I'll tag it somewhere in the video right here. But point being is that if you don't have one, I need you to go get one so that you have some money to work with on the side. In 2 days, you can go and take a $500 certification to become a phlebotomist, and you will now be making $25 an hour on average, which is about 50 grand a year. Now, I'm not saying do this, but the point is that that certification is you developing a skill set that is now worth something. And step 2 is that you need to do the same thing, not with the phlebotomy course, but with something else. Like, I'll break this down on a 5th grade level, bro. You need to get skills that people think are cool and will give you money for. And there are plenty of skill sets out there right now. I mean, here's a list, but these are just a few. Literally Google it, there's plenty more. Once you pick one of these skills, I need you to take that money from that minimum wage job we were talking about, right? Your brokey job. You're broke! You're making $10 an hour from or whatever it is. I need you to take that money and pour it into learning this skill set. Start buying courses, certifications, right? Software, different things to learn these skill sets. Now, people who don't have much money, right? Generally what happens is then they start complaining, oh, but, you know, what if I buy a course, somebody's course, you know, and it's a scam, or, you know, it's not worth it. Here's the deal. Find the person that provides the most amount of value for free. If you really like a person's content and you're watching it on YouTube or Instagram or wherever, right? You're watching it, you're like, oh, you know, this is some really good stuff. This is a lot of stuff I've never heard before. Oh, you know, this is really cool. Bro, buy their $30 or like their $50 course or whatever it is. Because the chances that their paid stuff is worse than their free stuff is low, hopefully, I mean. But again, I mean, just have common sense about it.
Respect. R-E-S-P-C-T.
So then once you find the skill set that you want to focus on, you need to start learning. When I started making content back in 2022, when I was 15 years old at the time, I eventually developed this skill set of marketing on YouTube, and that's a big skill set. And within that big skill set, there's a lot of smaller ones like video editing and thumbnail design and copywriting. Excuse the lighting change all of a sudden. But for reference, like I said, when I started, I was 15 years old. I was recording on an iPhone 8 and using free editing software like VN and things like that until I made hundreds and hundreds of dollars at my minimum wage job to then go buy things like Premiere Pro and a MacBook. And then I've spent probably 200 or 300 hours on Premiere Pro learning how to edit the way that I do now. As you begin to learn your skill set and get better at it, step 4 is to create samples of your work. If you do copywriting, create PDFs on what it looks like, right? If you do video editing, create a page where you post all of the types of edits that you make. And listen, you don't even need to start doing stuff on YouTube. Just start on Instagram. And I'm saying that, like, you need to do it because it's the world's largest networking platform at this point. And you don't even need like 1,000 followers or anything big. Literally get 100 followers. Follow your friends, your family, that guy you met at Starbucks, right? Random people, doesn't matter. Get 100 followers because in the long run, it's super beneficial to have. Then, after this, you need to find your niche, or essentially your specific market that you want to sell to and that you cater your services towards. So figure out, do you want to work with people who are in the fitness industry or in the cooking industry, whatever it might be? Because you might want to take that fitness industry and then niche it down to something like powerlifting. narrow your services down and really cater your services towards them. And it's gonna make everything so much easier. And then what you need to do, and this is really important, is you need to set up a payment processor. Like, bro, I know that sounds fancy. I know it's like, oh, payment processor. Bro, get a PayPal account, get a Venmo account, don't care. Just get a way for people to give you money. If you work with local businesses where people around your town accept cash, accept check. There's no bank transfers, there's no, oh, I gotta move, you know, Venmo to this and I gotta check. Bro, they just give you the check deposit, boom. You know, if they don't have PayPal, then you have Venmo. If they don't have Venmo, then they have Cash App, and you have that too. Set all of these up. Like, you want to set these up as far in advance as possible. Don't even expect to use them for a couple months, but when that day comes when you have to use them, be happy that you set it up already and that now you're using it. So the next part is outreach. This is by far the most important part of this entire video. And this is exactly where Instagram becomes so important. So let's say that you found your service you want to do, you have a niche, you have an Instagram account with at least 100 followers, you've been posting some cool stuff, not some dorky photos that you wanted to post. And so now you're ready to go, right? Your service, let's say, hypothetically, is social media management for male personal trainers in the United States. Go to Instagram. I just found this page. It's called HTLT Supplements, right? They have 23,500 followers. Okay? And the majority of people that follow them are probably in the gym, which means that there's probably a great portion of them which are personal trainers. So now I need you to click on their followers, right? We're gonna click on their followers. You're gonna press search, and you're gonna search your keyword. In this case, trainer. So I'm gonna put in the word trainer, and I have all these things come up, right? So now I need to do some vetting. See if they're already making content, right? If they're, you know, if they're doing a lot of stuff on social media. See if they already have a large following, because if they have 50,000 followers already, they probably don't need your help. So in this case, we found Scott. He's a personal trainer in the United States, like we said, and he has 340 followers, right? And we can see that he posts content pretty consistently. So now that we know that this person is a good lead, right? Sky's a great lead if this is your niche, right? Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow this person, because now we know that they're a good lead. We're gonna reach out to them. Not only are we gonna follow them, we're gonna like a couple of their most recent posts, right? We're gonna like, you know, this post, that post, whatever. Once you follow them, I'm gonna press the message button. I'm gonna reach out to them, and I'm about to show you how to do this. The first thing is that you need to do a little bit of research on them. You need to find out a little bit about each person that you reach out to. So for example, I might go through Sky's videos. I'm gonna see that, for example, he just made a video on the 3 different mistakes that people make and how to fix them on tricep pushdowns. So now I'm gonna message him. Now I'm gonna be like, hey, I love that video on the tricep pushdowns and how to do it correctly. I was actually doing it the wrong way, so I really appreciate that video. And then say in a separate message, right after you send the first one, oh, but I was curious, would you be opposed if I were to manage your social media for you for free and maybe create some content for you? That's it. He might reply, he might not. But when you do this on a large enough scale, eventually you'll have somebody reply to you. If you want a little bit of money from this, maybe say $10 a week or something very small. And I know what you all are saying right now, right? Because people are about to light me up for this. You all are about to say, oh, you know, $10 a week, that's not $1,000 a month. What the heck are you talking about? Bro, you have no experience. You cannot expect anybody to pay you anything if you have no experience. You need experience to charge high prices. And I'm telling you this because for me, it took me over a year to get to $1,000 a month because I had no experience. So that outreach that you did with Sky, you need to do at least 20 times a week. And that's like bare minimum because I expect you to have to reach out to at least 100 people. And then if you do get a response, if it's an immediate yes, beautiful. I doubt that'll happen though. More likely than not, they're going to want more information. And then ideally, you're going to want to get on a phone call or a video call with them. And right now, this is going to be a little bit harsh, but if you don't want to talk to people, and when I say get on a video call, if you're actually, oh, I don't want to get on a video call. Bro, sorry, leave this video because you can't sell a service to people without talking to them. Okay, so now you're on the video call. Give him or her an idea of what your services are, right? And most importantly, outline the fact that you are either doing this for free or very, very little amounts of money. And then see how they respond. Listen, this is all sales stuff, and why they need to think about it could break down to really essentially 5 different foundational reasons. Point being though, I can make a whole different video on this. If you want me to, comment, you know, make a video about sales and I'll make it for you guys. In the meantime, Go watch an Alex Hormozi video or two. That's where I learned the majority of my sales stuff, and he's really great at it. Once you get a yes, you need to deliver the service. At this point, I honestly probably can't tell you how to do this because everybody's gonna be different. But you need to be constantly communicating with them and letting them know that, listen, I can adapt or change and, make little adjustments to your needs and to what you want. Now, instead of all of them paying you nothing, you're broke! Now you tell all of them, listen, I have a lot of clients. I'm raising my prices to $50 a week or something like that.
We do not care.
You're gonna lose some clients. Focus on the people who are worth your time and who are now paying you, then focus on the people that never will. And eventually, once you get to charging higher ticket prices, right, now you can do what many people call contractor arbitrage, or drop servicing the work to contractors. So they're doing the work, you're responsible for managing them, and you're essentially the middleman between the client and your contractor, and you take the fee in between. Now, by the time you're at that point, you'll need, an LLC set up, you'll need an actual payment processor like Stripe. By the time you're there, I'm sure that you'll know that already. So that's it. That's exactly how I built my agency from zero to over $1,000 per month, and how you can too. And if you follow all of these steps, yes, there will be trial and error. Yes, there will be mistakes, but I guarantee you that you can do the same thing if you work 365 days in a row on this. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or email me. All that stuff is gonna be in the bio. Other than that, thank you all for watching, and I'll be rooting for you.